That moves us to item 12 on our agenda, approval of the minutes of the February 27th, 2023 board meeting. Do I have a motion?
I move that we approve the minutes of the February 27th, 2023 board meeting.
Do I have a second? Mr. Hogan? All right. Any discussion? All right. I will call the question. All in favor? That would be 6. And Mr. Scully just stepped out, so that motion carries. And that moves us to public participation, item 13. I believe we have one speaker today, and the board welcomes and encourages public participation. We respectfully ask that you adhere to the procedures provided in Board Policy BEDH, public participation at meetings. Your comment should be limited to 3 minutes and must remain either on the topic noted on your sign-in form or a listed agenda item. Questions asked during public participation will be handled in accordance with Board Policy BEDH. Ms. Taylor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Beth Slice-Biedenbow is here to speak about concerns about the district's book challenge policies.
Good evening. My name is Beth Slice-Biedenbow, and I recently retired in 2020. I was honored to teach 8th grade language arts and South Carolina history for 33 years in this district, all in Chapin. Last fall, I became aware that there was a parent challenge in this district to a picture book. This deeply concerned me. I wanted to see how our district would handle this, so I attended the 2 public meetings of this committee to see what this would look like. I liked the way it was handled. The book was reviewed in public with a committee of teachers, parents, and administrators from various schools and grade levels. The committee met twice, ultimately deciding that the challenged picture book was perfectly fine and should stay in our schools. The only part I did not like was the fact that the book was removed while this challenge was being reviewed. In my opinion, any challenged book should be left on shelves until the committee makes its decision. I am here tonight on what I consider to be a related matter. I understand that recently at Chapin High School, an English teacher was told to stop teaching a book, one this teacher had already started teaching. A book, mind you, that was used in the past to teach curriculum standards. From what I understand, a parent called to complain about the use of this book and its subject matter. The book deals with racism and systemic racism in our country. Not a controversial topic, in my opinion. It's called history. As I said, this teacher had used this book in past years, so how does a book all of a sudden become controversial? Why would this teacher even worry about controversy having used this book before? But the bigger question for you tonight is, how did this book get removed from these kids' hands, which is banning it as far as I'm concerned, without following district policy and going through the book challenge process? Because obviously this book was challenged if the teacher was asked to stop teaching it. It is absolutely frightening that a complaint from a parent can result in a teacher, a professional with years of education and experience, having to remove a book from kids' hands, a book that in previous years had been used with no issues. As a retired teacher, my biggest question is this: why is the professional educator's judgment in question at all? We are on a slippery slope here, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, parents have the right to challenge anything that is taught to their child. The parent should first be encouraged to talk to the teacher about their concerns. If not satisfied, the parent should then place a formal written challenge with the district. I am certain when this book was taken back up after the class had already started it, the classroom dynamic would have drastically been altered, and not for the better. You as a board and the administrators in this room have an obligation to your teachers and their professional judgment. I don't know all of the facts in this case, but what I do know is teachers are leaving this profession in droves for many reasons. One of the biggest reasons is when teachers' professional judgment is questioned, especially by the people who should have their backs. Follow your own policies. Thank you.
Thank you. And that concludes public participation.